What's up you guys, welcome to another Java tutorial, and in this tutorial we're going to learn how to add objects to a linked list data structure. So to save a bunch of time, I just went ahead and created a class called country, and what this class is going to allow us to do is basically store a country name in it. So let me go ahead and walk you through this line by line so you don't get confused. In this line of code right here, we're just basically declaring a variable called name country, and this variable type is basically a string. And what the constructor is going to do is basically take a string and is going to take that string and is going to set it equal to a variable called name country. And what this method is going to allow us to do is basically this. It's going to return the variable called name country, which is this variable right here. So that's pretty much it for this class. I just didn't want to waste like 3 or 4 minutes just typing this for you guys. So if you don't have this type, just go ahead and type it real quick because we're going to need it to add objects to a linked list data structure. So guys, before we actually start implementing and creating our linked list data structure and start adding objects, I need to tell you one thing. The reason why we have this class implemented from the first place is because we're going to use the class called country to create objects from it and using these objects to add it to the linked list data structure. So we're basically going to create a bunch of objects that are instantiated from the class called country, and we're going to use those objects, or in other words, we're going to take them and add them to our linked list data structure. So let's go ahead and declare our linked list. So to do that, it's pretty simple. Go ahead and type in linked list, and this is going to be a linked list of type country. And I know guys, this is kind of weird if you're doing it for the first time, but yeah, indeed, it's going to be a linked list of type country because we're going to create objects like this one right here and use those objects, or in other words, take those objects and add them to our linked list right here. So let's go ahead and do that. Country linked list equals new linked list. Boom, we have it. So in this line of code right here, we basically created a linked list that is called country linked list that is going to hold objects of type country. Isn't this so freaking awesome? So let me just go ahead and add a bunch of objects to it. So use the name of the linked list and use the add method. And guys, this is going to look a little bit weird for the first time, but I'm just going to explain it to you and I promise you will get it. Go ahead and type in new country and pass in a country name. Let's go ahead and pass in Egypt. And let me explain to you what the heck is going on in this line of code right here. So guys, we're using the new reserved keyword, and what this allows us to do is basically instantiate or create an object from the class country. That's pretty much it. And guys, the reason why I have this line of code right here is not just for declaration. Is this how you say it in English? Declaration? I don't know if that's correct or not, but hey, I should take an English pronunciation class since English is my second language. But hey, who cares? Back to Java. So in this line of code, we're basically creating an object called country name from the class country. It's pretty much the same. Like, this line of code is almost identical to this line of code if you look at it from this side right here. But the only difference is in this line of code, we're basically creating a name, and in this line of code, we're not. But guys, think about it. Here, you're creating an object named country name. Here, you're creating a new object, but you don't specify the name. That's pretty much it. But here, you're creating an object, and here, you're creating an object. But I just wanted to show you this line of code because you guys are familiar with this, and I thought this can help you understand it better. So to recap and to just conclude it, in this line of code right here, you're basically using the new reserved word to add a new object, and you're taking this whole thing and you're adding it to your linked list data structure. So I've realized that I talk a lot, so let's just go ahead and type in a bunch of stuff instead of just talking. USA and that's another country, if you couldn't guess that. And I just say silly stuff sometimes. Yeah, just ignore me. UAE, and that's like another country, United Arab Emirates. That's where Dubai is at, if you guys couldn't guess it. And let me go ahead and show you something pretty cool. If I can type print line country linked list. And let's go ahead and run this.